Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, thanks for checking me out. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to take a little ride down to Chinatown. I have some Chinese style fried rice with some teriyaki chicken. And it was, of course, oh so delicious. So if you would like to see how to get this meal on your table, stay tuned for the recipe. So I fast forwarded this just for the sake of time, but I just have some chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm just going to season them up. And of course, I always say season it with whatever you like. I usually do salt, pepper, garlic powder, the usual suspects. So now we're going to marinate it in some teriyaki sauce. So I'm just going to start by putting a little bit at the bottom. And I'm going to layer it just so I can make sure that I get all the chicken with the teriyaki flavor on it, because the jar that I'm using is like just a little bit that I had left in the fridge. So I want to make sure that I have enough. And I like to use, whatever is in my fridge. So I was just going to make, this fried rice with chicken. But I said, I got some teriyaki sauce. It might be interesting to go ahead and incorporate that and do teriyaki chicken in the fried rice. So that's what I did. So I've seasoned the chicken. I'm putting some teriyaki sauce down, and we're going to let that marinate. You want to let it marinate for at least 30 minutes. The longer it sits, the better it gets. So however much time you have to marinate that would be great. And I'm getting all of my teriyaki sauce out the jar. Every single cent I paid for, because as high as food is nowadays, you need to get every drop out of what you spent. So yeah, we're just going to mix that up. And we're going to let that marinate. Okay, so now we're going to cook our chicken. So I'm just going to saute it in a skillet with some oil. And honestly, I like to be honest with y'all. I did put like a little smidge too much oil in the pan to saute it. But that's what I like about cooking, especially versus baking, because with baking, you have to be so precise. Like if you put a half a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon too much of salt or whatever in something, you ruin the whole thing. But that's what I like about, just savory cooking, because a lot of times it doesn't matter. You can just make it work. So I'm sauteing this chicken in the oil, and we're just going to get that cooked up. So our chicken is starting to get a nice color on it. And you do want to make sure that it's pretty much cooked all the way through. We're going to cut the chicken up and let it cook with our fried rice. But, for the most part, you do want to make sure that the chicken is, pretty well done. So we're just going to let that go a few more minutes, and then we're going to get to cutting it up. So once the chicken is done, you do want to allow it to cool for a little bit so that it's cool enough for you to work with and be able to cut it up. You can place it on a cookie sheet or in a mixing bowl or whatever you have. I just would not suggest putting it on a paper towel, because then it's going to soak up all the juice and seasonings and everything that you worked so hard to put into it. So I would not suggest using a paper towel. You want to use that juice if you can. And I used chicken today, but cooking is all about what you like, so you can always use a different protein if you would like, or you can make it vegetarian and not add any meat or protein. But you could also add shrimp, you could add steak, you could do diced ham, and you could do all of those in a teriyaki sauce, or you can use whatever kind of sauce you like. If there's a garlic parmesan sauce that you like, or whatever, it is your food, so do it how you want to do it. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it, but this is just a guide to show you a way. Okay, so now let's start to put this all together. So I have some diced onions that I'm putting in a good amount of oil. And we're just going to get those sauteed up a little bit. And in the meantime, I have prepared some white rice that I'm going to add to this because it is fried rice. So you do need a good amount of oil to fry your rice in. And I'm using quite a bit. So you'll see me probably use like quite a bit of butter and quite a bit of seasonings and whatnot. But again, I'm making quite a bit of rice. So you would just adjust that to, you know, however much you're making. So as I'm rewatching this video during the editing process, it reminded me of something that is on my Christmas list. Have you guys seen like those like stovetop griddles that you can use? That would be perfect for this type of dish. You know, like when you go like to a hibachi restaurant and they have, you know, that grill and they put the oil down and they make like all the food like on, you know, like one thing. I don't know. But yeah, I would love to have that. I think if nobody gets it for me, I'm going to get it for myself. But I think those are great. Like you can make so many different things on there. Like I said, it would be perfect for this type of dish. But also like you can make breakfast on there. Like you can make everything on there. And so I really like that concept. So that just reminded me of that while I was looking at the video. But yeah, I have added some peas and carrots. And I'm adding some minced garlic. And then we're just going to mix that together and season it up and see what we're working with. All right, so we got our rice frying, we got our vegetables in there. Now I am adding some soy sauce. So soy sauce, I guess it would be optional. I guess everybody doesn't like soy sauce, but I really like soy sauce in my fried rice. So I'm going to be adding that into that. And just so you know, soy sauce can be salty. So if you don't like things salty, then be mindful of that when you add seasonings to your fried rice. So if you don't like it real salty or whatever, then don't add much salt to your rice before you add the soy sauce. And of course, you want to taste as you go. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to taste it and see what I think. And I'm going to just let y'all know already, it's a little bit bland to me, which I always say is easier to add to than take away. So I always like to add a little bit at a time and see, you know, how it's going, how it's tasting. And if it is not right to me, then I will add more, which I'm probably about to do. And there I go. And with some more soy sauce. I won't add any more salt because the soy sauce, like I said, is, you know, a little bit salty. But I am going to add some other seasonings, like maybe some garlic powder, onion powder. Like I said, it's your food, so it's important to taste as you go when you can. And then you can figure out what you need to add or not. Okay, guys, we're almost there. I have just added my teriyaki chicken into the mix, and that's going to give it such a good flavor. And if you have teriyaki chicken left over or whatever meat that you used, you can always like add it to a salad or add it to a wrap. That would be a really good lunch for the next day. But yeah, we're just about done with this. Oh my God, look how good it looks. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up or make sure you have subscribed to the channel so you can see more awesome meals like this. And the final step, guys, thanks for bearing with me through this. But now we're gonna add our scrambled egg and we're just gonna break that up into the fried rice. And now it really looks like, don't that look like authentic Chinese fried rice? I said Chinese style because I didn't want to offend anybody in case it's not like accurate or whatever, but that looks pretty good to me. That looks like something I would get at the Chinese spot, if not better. All right, so let's get this plated up. Yum. So we're gonna put the plate over the bowl that we packed the food in tightly. And I'm gonna give it a pat and let's see. Yay, it worked. I'm so glad. This is my first time trying to do that. Trying to be fancy, and it definitely gave what it was supposed to give. So if you agree, give me a thumbs up on this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see more awesome and delicious recipes like this. And I paired it with some homemade egg rolls. Be sure to click on the egg roll video that I'm gonna post in the comments. I'm gonna post a link to the homemade egg roll so you can make this meal complete. And you have just gotten served. Doesn't that look delicious? And then to finish this meal off, I'm just gonna add some duck sauce. And yes, I am using the packet from the Chinese spot. I had some in the fridge, but I don't know. I just felt safe with the packet from the Chinese spot. But I love duck sauce. I put it on the egg roll, and then I also will add it to the fried rice, and it's delicious. Duck sauce is the way to go. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This meal was very delicious. There are a lot of steps. I won't take that away, but there are a lot of steps, but it does turn out very delicious. And now you know how to make fried rice, chicken fried rice from home. And like I said, don't forget to click on the video for the homemade egg rolls. They were delicious. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and tune in next time for another good recipe. Bye.